Good evening, good evening, good evening, my YouTube family. Good evening. Oh, you know what time it is. You know what time it is. It is Monday, March the 8th? March the 8th, and it is Keeping Up with Congress, y'all. I am Tamara Johnson Shealy. Please like, please share, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button. You know, I come to you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm sorry, I'm just a minute or so late tonight, y'all. It's just, ooh-wee. I'm committed, y'all. I'm committed. I am totally committed. So let's dive in. You know what we're doing. We are here holding them accountable. We are looking for opportunities in legislation. Where's the money, y'all? Where is the money? Who is it going to? How do we get some of it? Y'all, we ain't playing with these legislators. We are holding them accountable. Let me share my screen here all the way. Slide this over. Y'all forgive me. There it is. We hold our elected officials accountable and our candidates accountable. Withhold the vote. Don't demonize it. Withhold the vote. This is where we're harnessing our political power. No more do we go to the polls and show up and give away this thing for free, this vote for free. No more. The pimp game is over. No more do we do that. We're going to vote strategically. We're not going to the polls and giving it away for free. No more, no more, no more. All right, so let's dive in. You know, I always like to bring you some reparations information. So let's dive in. Let me make this a little bit bigger. You know, we've been following the Evanston, Illinois, their initiative for reparations, which we're very clear, y'all. Let's make sure we use our words right. Reparations is a federal initiative. It is federal. It is federal. It is federal. There's no way in the world that we can get reparations on a state or local level, municipal level. We can't. Reparations is federal. We're spread out all over this country. In order for reparations, pure reparations, to be done correctly, we will have to do this in a way that the federal government has to lead the charge. But, you know, we're going to take whatever we can get along the way, but we're going to continue to push Congress. So Evanston, here's a group that rejects the restorative housing reparations program. They launch an effort to hold off the March vote. So Evanston, Illinois, they're getting some backlash from Evanstonians, and they don't feel like, oh, y'all, my mic is doing something strange. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Okay, here we go. So they feel like Evanston should hold off on this reparations vote. So going into the article, it says leading the way, and it might be a little lengthy, but I just kind of want to really dive into what's going on in Evanston. It says leading the way has its advantages and its challenges. Evanston has been making headlines as the first U.S. city to fund reparations for Black residents. But the rollout program to even begin to repair the harm that stems from the legacy of slavery, has at times been controversial. A statement posted on Facebook on March the 2nd by the group Evanston Rejects Racist Reparations spurred division among community members about what reparations should look like in Evanston. On March the 8th, the city council is expected, that's today. I was looking for it. I didn't find it, but I'll have it for you tomorrow. So on today, March the 8th, city council was to vote on the restorative housing reparations program, a plan that focuses on home ownership, mortgage assistance, and home improvement funds. Reparations of up to $25,000 per eligible resident for housing are set to be distributed this year. The city has dedicated the first $400,000 of a $10 million reparations fund to housing-related assistance. At least some Black residents Activists and community leaders who support the group that created the Facebook page say they believe that reparations should be in the form of direct payments. Some say funds need to repair the damages in the Black community should not be tied to housing and mortgage assistance, given the long history of Evanston banks denying loans to Black families. You see, this is where it gets complicated, going in front of these banks, who is Black, Black is this all encompassing word. Who is Black? Some of us are those of us who are descendants of slavery in this country. We have a different lineage. Those who are from other nations and have immigrated here, different lineage. So who is Black and who is old reparations, and how complicated does this get? And reparations is federal, it's federal, y'all. So this is where they're rolling. They're having some issues now. They're having some issues. I will find out today if that vote actually happened. But it goes on to say, essentially what our group is hoping to do is bring enough pressure that they will not take this final vote on March the 8th. That was today. We got to find out, y'all. We would like for it to be suspended and not to be voted on by a lame duck city council. Ooh, y'all, here's the caveat. Why are they rushing this through? The money to even give out the 25,000 is not even in the pots yet. It hasn't even come in from these taxes. So they don't even have the money. So why are they rushing? So here's the answer to that. So it goes on to say, so that's my wish, that they suspend the vote or terminate it and go back to the drawing board and make a real program that is congruent with the national structure of reparations, says Ms. Cannon, who is the oldest living generation of a 5-generation Evanston family. The city council, here it is rushing to push an incomplete program that does not repair the damages done to Evanston's Black community while an election is taking place. Ooh, there it is, y'all. While an election is taking place. So is this like campaign promises? Is this like, pushing this for the sake of getting votes? They're calling them out. It says 2 council members have already lost their races, and it is irresponsible to push such a monumental program through without proper community input. Our group wants to see the vote pause until after the election, which y'all makes some damn sense, right? To continue the conversation on reparations. Former Evanston mayoral candidate Sebastian Knowles. Mr. Knowles goes on to say, I want to be explicitly clear that no one here is against the idea of reparations. We want reparations that give individuals the flexibility on what they can do with their money. The current plan does not allow this. We would like City Council to hold off on a vote until after the election so true reparations can be passed. Y'all, they got a mess in Evanston. I didn't know it was this bad, but it makes sense, though. It goes on to say, another comment is, how did it turn into a housing program where now Black Evanston residents actually have to go sit before a bank and go through that stressful process? And we know what that could be like. You might not meet the qualifications, and it could be a hot mess. So I understand that. This is Malika Gardner, the founder and host of Evanston TV Live. She goes on to say, there are too many things that are unfair about the plan, things that are unfair to many people, including some of those who have lived in Evanston for a long time. A person who lived here for 1 year between 1919 and 1969 stands to gain from this reparation housing program over a Black Evanstonian who has lived here for 50 years after 1969. So it's a mess. It's a mess. I'll wrap it up with these 2 criticisms aimed directly at Evanston's local reparation process. It says reparations are owed in a form and manner to be determined by all Black people in Evanston, not by a self-appointed reparations stakeholder authority serving as a patriarchal agent for the injured group. Reparations cannot be achieved by subjecting qualifying Black residents to processes that perpetuate harm, where those processes continue to be rooted in anti-Black racism. For example, a credit check, bank loans, real estate practices. Yep. Responding to the post, Alderman Ruth Simmons, She says, I don't search Facebook for policy direction. She's the author of this reparations. She says, I don't search Facebook for policy direction. Also, everyone is correct. The Black community should have all the recommended forms of redress, but we're limited as a city council to deliver reparations in line with our policy and enforcement of anti-Blackness. Y'all, they got a mess over there. But I just wanted to read that to you because I just, they were the first city to actually push this out, and that's a whole lot of criticism. So we'll see. I'll find out. Hopefully I'll find it between now and tomorrow, and I can come back and tell you if that vote actually happened over in Evanston. Wanted to bring you some Black business news here in Atlanta, in the Metro Atlanta area. It says new Black Wall Street market in DeKalb County aims to boost Black minority businesses. There's a mall it's over at the Stonecrest, in the city of Stonecrest, in that area. It talks about the project aims to eventually feature more than 100 businesses. It's an area that they're getting ready to develop, and they're going to make it into the new Black Wall Street, y'all. Looks really nice, very enticing, with a whole bunch of Black-owned businesses inside. I'm very excited to see this actually happen in the Metro Atlanta area. So if you come to visit in the Atlanta area, you got to make it out to Stonecrest, the city of Stonecrest. And you see this new Black Wall Street that they're getting ready to put together. So I'm super excited about that. I wanted to bring that to you. All right, let's dive into these bills. We won't get a whole lot of them in tonight, but let's dive in. Let's dive in. I wanted to, like I said, read that reparations information out in Evanston. So Senate Bill 301 is a Verifiable, Orderly, and Timely Election Results Act. This is Senator Rick Scott, Republican out of Florida. Verifiable, Orderly, and Timely Election Results Act. I'm telling you, they still mad about these damn elections, y'all. They still mad. Senator Rick Scott, this voter act establishes uniform standards for vote by mail systems across the country. It ensures the timely and efficient counting of ballots, and it protects against fraud and ties federal funding for local election officials to compliance with these requirements. So they still mad, y'all. We need the national voter ID. Yeah, they still mad. Verifiable, orderly, and timely election results. Senator Rick Scott, Republican out of Florida. Senate Bill 302 is the Stop COVID-19 Act. And I thought this was interesting. This is a Republican that's jumping on the COVID-19 and trying to get relief. I thought that was interesting. Senator Rick Scott, again, Republican out of Florida. Goes on to say this Stop the COVID-19 Act is to create a program for cities and counties to increase testing, contact tracing, and transparency efforts in order to reduce the spread of COVID-19. So here's a statement from Rick Scott. He says the program will be data focused so communities know what they're doing well and what they need to work on. We must keep working to end the coronavirus and give Americans as much information as possible so we can get back to our new normal. Sound like he is trying to make sure there's some funding come that way. I get it. Keeping up with Congress, y'all. Senate Bill 302. Senate Bill 303, Essential Transportation Employee Safety Act of 2021. Essential Transportation Employee Safety Act. Senator Blumenthal, Richard Blumenthal, Democrat out of Connecticut. Looked it up. This legislation will require the Secretary of Transportation to work with the CDC and FEMA to support the efforts of state and local governments to provide for priority testing of transportation workers. The bill would also implement personal protective equipment and cleaning, disinfection, and sanitation requirements for owners and operators of equipment or facilities used by certain transportation employers. So this Essential Transportation Act of 2021, and this was the one of 2022, y'all. So I'm putting it together that, okay, they're bringing it back. That's Senate Bill 303. Like I tell you, a lot of this text is still not here. If you look to the bottom of the screen, yeah, I guess it's a process with getting some of these bills uploaded, but we have to do the work. And that's what we do here with Withhold the Vote. We are doing the research. We're doing the work, y'all. So if you haven't joined us, let me take a little commercial break and say, join us, support us, be a part of what we're doing. We have been diligent. We have been consistent, and we got to hold them accountable. No more do we go back to the polls, like I said, and give this thing away for free. We're going to have receipts in these political streets. Senate Bill 304, the End Diaper Need Act of 2021. This is Senator Tammy Duckworth. She's a Democrat out of Illinois. The End Diaper Need Act of 2021. I found where this was actually introduced over in the House. So Representative Lee and Chairwoman DeLauro introduced the End Diaper Need Act of 2021. The End Diaper Need Act of 2021, which would create a demonstration program for distributing diapers in states, communities, and nonprofits around the nation. The End Diaper Need Act improves access for children with complex medical challenges, allowing Medicaid to cover at least 200 medically necessary diapers per month. The bill also makes diapering supplies qualified medical expenses so that families can purchase them using their health savings accounts and HRAs. So this is the End Diaper Need Act of 2021. Whatever we can do to help, y'all. Keeping up with Congress. Keeping up with Congress. Senate Bill 305 is the Springfield Race Riot National Monument Act. I looked up this race riot. This is again Tammy Duckworth, Senator Tammy Duckworth, Democrat out of Illinois. She goes on to talk about, I'm going to read a little bit. Actually found two really good articles about this Springfield Race Riot Act. A lot of our history, y'all, we just, we don't know. And when we do find out, to me, it just gets worse and worse. So this Springfield Race Riot in U.S. history was brutal, a 2-day brutal assault by several thousand white citizens on the Black community of Springfield, Illinois. Triggered by the transfer of a Black prisoner charged with a rape, an accusation later withdrawn, the riot was symptomatic of fears of racial equality in North and South alike. Almost the entire Illinois state militia was required to quell the frenzy of the mob, which shot innocent people, burned homes, looted stores, and mutilated and lynched 2 elderly Blacks. Afterwards, the population seemed to show no remorse, and some persons even advocated the Southern political strategy of disenfranchisement as a means of keeping Blacks in their place. Y'all, our history, I swear, Jesus, take the wheel. In a moving account of the riot called Race War in the North, Southern white journalist William English Walling called for a revival of the abolitionist spirit to stem the tide of such shocking occurrences. Fearing further degeneration in race relations, white liberals were inspired by the article to join with Blacks in launching the National Association of the Advancement of Colored People. When I read this stuff, y'all, it just gets heavier and heavier in my spirit. It just makes me, it just brings it more and more to the forefront that we can't stop. When we've had our people burned and lynched and our communities looted and raided and, all the things that have happened to us, how dare we ever stop? How dare we ever stop? How dare we ever stop? So Senator Tammy Duckworth, she wants to make it a national monument, Springfield Race Riot National Monument. How about some resources, Tammy? I think we want more than a monument, a statue. We appreciate it. We appreciate the acknowledgement, but how about some restitution, some redress, some reparations, Tammy Duckworth? I'm gonna have to find out. Let me write her name down. Let's see if she's got her name on Senate Bill 40. Tammy Duckworth. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go check a look. We appreciate it though. But let's see how far you'll go with us with reparations, Senator Tammy Duckworth. I actually found the story of, how this race riot, and I started to read it. It was a bit lengthy, but it is the Springfield. If you could take a moment, y'all, take a moment and find some time to read it. The Springfield race riot. What I might do is come back and bring you some of these stories and kind of dive into them, because some of this stuff is just, I think I'm gonna hold on to this. This one's staying in my spirit. So let's leave that one on the screen. I'll come back to it. Uh-oh. Chrome, what you doing? Don't you mess up on me tonight. Senate Bill 306, the Secure Act. Senator Van Hollen, Chris Van Hollen, Democrat out of Maryland. What is this Secure Act, y'all? This Secure Act is called the Setting Every Community Up for Retirement Enhancement Act of 2019, better known as the Secure Act, which originally passed in the House in July of 2019, was approved by the Senate on December 19, 2019, as part of an end of year Appropriations Act and accompanying tax measures, and signed into law in 2019 by Donald Trump. This far-reaching bill includes significant provisions aimed at increasing access to tax-advantaged accounts and preventing older Americans from outliving their assets. Y'all, we got to learn about IRAs, 401ks, RMDs. It's a lot we need to learn. Keeping up with Congress, y'all. Keeping up with Congress. Senate Bill 306. Senate Bill 307 is a bill to amend the Public Works and Economic Development Act of 1965 to authorize the Secretary of Commerce to make grants for travel promotion. This is Senator Catherine Cortez Masto, Democrat out of Nevada. Travel promotion, those two words together. Make grants for travel promotion. What is travel promotion, y'all? So I looked it up. Here's your president, Barack Obama, signing it into law. So let's see what this is. It's a bill to establish a nonprofit corporation for travel promotion governed by an 11-member board of directors appointed by the Secretary of Commerce after consultation with the Secretaries of Homeland Security and State. The corporation shall develop and execute a plan to provide information to those interested in traveling to the United States, identify and address perceptions regarding U.S. entry policies, promote the United States to world travelers, and identify opportunities to promote tourism to rural and urban areas equally. So this is about travel, and this is somebody wanting some grant money. See, I tell y'all, this is why we have to keep up with Congress. When I say, what are we looking for? Opportunities in legislation? It's opportunity for something, for them to get some more money. Where's the money? Who is it going to? Hell, how do we get some of it? Because we see it's going all over the place. Senator Cortez Masto, Democrat out of Nevada. Senate Bill 307. Senate Bill 308, PPE in America Act, Senator Richard Durbin, Democrat out of Illinois. PPE in America Act. I looked it up. This bipartisan legislation to address shortages of personal protective equipment, PPE, and testing supplies. The Protecting Providers Everywhere Act, PPE, Protecting Providers Everywhere Act in America, would boost domestic PPE and testing supply production and promote a more sustainable supply chain for ensuring more predictable, dedicated funding from the Strategic National Stockpile to American manufacturers of applicable medical supplies. So it goes on to say the reliance on foreign sources for manufacturing has contributed to the alarming shortages and price spikes of respirators, masks, and nitrile gloves for healthcare workers, as well as reagents, swabs, and other materials for diagnostic testing. According to the Department of Health and Human Services, an estimated 95% of surgical masks and 75% of N95 respirators are made overseas. Yeah, that's because we don't make SHIT, y'all. We don't make nothing. America just think they can go buy it. We'll just go buy it. We'll go buy it. We'll just go buy it from the rest of the world. This is why, people are talking about jobs and making America great and bringing things back home. That's what the hell they're talking about. We don't make nothing. We just want to go buy it. We could do better. So this bill is to address the PPE shortages and boost production in America. Here's some jobs. I ain't mad at him. Senator Durbin, Richard Durbin, Democrat out of Illinois. We don't make nothing in this country. Senate Bill 309, the Smarter Pretrial Detention for Drug Charges Act of 2021. Richard Durbin, again, Democrat out of Illinois. Pretrial detention, for those, I had to look it up too. I'm not a criminal justice major. I went to law school, but I have more of an overarching view of the law processes and policies, but I didn't dive into any one area specifically. So looked up pretrial detention. Says pretrial detention or keeping a person who has been accused of a crime in jail until their trial is a common practice. It has been touted as a way to both ensure public safety and get people to appear in court. So they're letting people just sit on drug charges, just sit here 2 years, however long it takes, and we might give you time served, So this is a Smarter Pretrial Detention for Drug Charges Act of 2021. Let's hope this is some good legislation. Senator Durbin, Democrat out of Illinois. Senate Bill 310. We're almost at the half hour, y'all. I'm gonna let you leave just a couple minutes early, but I want to talk about Meghan Markle last night and Prince Harry. I want to get to that, but let's get to Senate Bill 310, PPP Access for Rural Hospitals Act. So this is Senator Roger Wicker, Republican out of Mississippi. This says the PPP for Rural Hospital Act, which would waive the Small Business Administration SBA affiliation rules for nonprofit, critical access hospitals and hospitals that serve rural areas so that they may qualify for the PPP loan. Granting smaller nonprofit and rural hospitals access to the PPP program would allow facilities to retain critical staff and focus their resources on providing quality care to patients for the duration of the coronavirus pandemic. Rural hospitals are vital to public health. They're economic engines for communities in Minnesota and states across the country. It says, as hospitals across the country continue to face the pandemic, they need financial support. So this is the PPP, y'all, for rural hospitals. Senate Bill 310. We have a shortage of rural hospitals around the state here in Georgia, so I know how important this kind of legislation could be for the rural hospitals. So we're at the half hour, but before I go, y'all, I wanted to see if who saw the Meghan Markle, y'all, who saw it? It was amazing to me that the UK reminded her on the Oprah interview that she was Black. They reminded her that she was Black. And I was proud to see, Prince Harry say, you know what? I love this woman. This is my child. And I'm a man up. So if you didn't watch the interview, I thought it was a great interview. It definitely speaks to where we are, not only as a nation, but as a world, because the same problems exist even in that country. So interesting article, go and watch it. But we're at the half hour. I am Tamara Johnson Shealy. Thank you for joining me tonight. Please share, please spread the word about Withhold the Vote. If you haven't gone to the website, check it out, withholdthevote.org. Support us, be a part of what we're doing. We are committed. We're not going back to the polls in 2022 just because. We're going to have receipts in these political streets. We got to hold them accountable, y'all. Go over to Be the Power. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube, go over to Be the Power tonight. They have a great broadcast over there. They're talking to Norris Shelton. Go over and check it out, y'all. You don't want to miss that. So pop over on to Be the Power right here on YouTube. Good night, everybody.